and say, if you saw a bag of money on the floor in a bank and you took it, is that stealing?
If you're looking to get yourself some FIFA coins this FIFA season, make sure to head over to buyfifacoins.com. They are the most reliable, most satisfactory, refund guaranteed, fast delivery, all the things you could possibly want. Making sure to use code James at checkout to get yourself 5% off.
How's it going, guys? It's James here, and welcome to EA's biggest mistakes of FIFA 22. Do you know what the worst thing is? I couldn't even include all the mistakes. There is a massive list. There is a Twitter account, all FIFA mistakes, and it's updated to FIFA 22. Currently, the link is going to be down in the description below, where I got a lot of these mistakes from. And, it just boggles me that this all happened in 1 year. I left out a bunch of mistakes which were just like typing errors, grammar errors, or like graphics errors, because there were a lot of those, and I just ignored those because they weren't as important to talk about. The stuff we're going to mention today is going to be stuff that you guys will know, and I'm going to rank it, right? We're going to rank it from S tier to D tier. S tier being the amount it screwed people over was astronomical. And D tier being, it's just a small annoyance, like, it doesn't really matter too much. But S is going to be like, the stuff that really screwed people over. So to start with, probably the most recent one on the list is going to be Christian Erickson. These pictures are formatted pretty terribly, but, I mean, I'm not a graphics man. I don't know whether to put this in C or D, because actually, if anything, this benefited more people than it screwed over. This was one of the classic mistakes where they did it last year with the UCL brand, and they upgraded all of those into the Road to the Knockouts brand. And every single Brentford Erickson that existed in the game, in the clubs, in the discards, and in packs became Fantasy Foot Erickson. I don't know what the initial plan was for this card. It may have been that it was going to be an SBC. It may have been part of Team 2. Nobody knows, but they gave it one to basically everyone. I think I had 4 in my club after looking through quick sells. It was max selling for 10k on the market, but you could quick sell in for even more coins. So that was very strange. They've updated this price range now, and they've not really explained what happened. They just went, oh yeah, we did that. And then they've just, that was it. The next one is going to be Radamel Falcao. Now, this is, I'm going to put in a C tier. Basically, they've re-added Falcao to the game. And there is a video actually on the Clips channel, which you can find. And basically, whenever you bought him, he just instantly quick-sold himself. How they managed to do this? He instantly quick-sells himself. How did they do it? Which reminds me, they actually haven't refunded me my Falcaos. I bought like 3 of them, and they instantly quick-sold themselves just for the video. And obviously, they're 1,000 coins each, didn't matter too much. It's a minor inconvenience. And I don't know how the game did that. Next up is another one which is actually going to definitely go in D tier. Well, actually, no, it's going to go in C tier purely because it was the mid/prime pick, and you could pick a moment icon from it. I got Moments Ballack in mine. I know Danny got Moments Stoichkov in his. And if you did it in that allotted window, it was like 2 hours where they didn't fix it, you could get a Moments in your mid-prime. And the reason I'm going to put it in C, actually, I might bump it up to B. Because the reason it's going to go in B is because if you didn't get a Moments icon in your mid/prime pick, you didn't get another one. But if you somehow got a Moments icon, which was better than the stuff you could get in the pick originally, you got given another mid-prime icon pick. And I got prime Roberto Carlos out of my second one, so I am not complaining. But for everyone that didn't do the pick in time, and for everyone that only got mids and primes who didn't get refunded, it just seems so backwards. We've been over it at length about the situation of like the statistics, and obviously the stats don't change. If you have a mid-prime and you only get mids and primes, the odds of those picks are not affected because you didn't get a Moments. But the thing that was backwards was that if you got a Moments, you got another pick on top, and it kind of just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't really make sense. But that's that. The other things, they did multiple errors of FUT Birthday. One of the honourable mentions was the 83 to 90 times 6-pack, which they had to remove because it was only giving people 5 players. But we're not going to add that in. We're going to be talking about the FUT Team 1-pack. And we're going to, again, I think we're going to put this in C. Because it didn't really, it annoyed me because I didn't manage to get my pack out in time. But if you opened the FUT Birthday Team 1 with your swaps tokens, you got a Team 2 player and then another Team 1 pack. And that's just like crazy as well, because again, for the people that just got Team 1 players, they didn't get an extra pack. But if they got even a terrible or even an insane Team 2 player, they still got another Team 1 pack. And I don't know. I don't know how the compensation system works, and it doesn't really make much sense. And it just blows my mind. And then on to some of the ones that we don't really have pictures for, but I would probably put up there. We've got the Rivals Rewards glitch. Now, a couple of months ago, this was in February now, when you open them on the web app, you could endlessly claim your Rivals Rewards, right? And so some people did it by accident, right? They just opened it and they were like, oh, it's not open. They kept claiming it, and they didn't check. And then you could literally just infinitely claim it. And this actually, I would put in an A tier if I had a picture, because it ended up in people getting permanently banned from playing the games for exploiting the glitch. Now, it's difficult to... I don't want to get into a discussion today about it, but basically it's the case of, is it cheating if it's not your fault? And kind of, yes. I saw someone use a really terrible analogy and say, if you saw a bag of money on the floor in a bank and you took it, is that stealing? And, I mean, yes, obviously, that's a terrible analogy. There are better examples of it. We're not going to go into that, but it's definitely an A tier because, I mean, it did screw over a bunch of people and they got permanently banned from the game, which is the worst thing that can happen, or the best thing that can happen, depending on how you think about it. The repeatable SBCs. Breaking the web app. Now, this is a personal gripe because Pack and Play, as you know, uses a lot of repeatable SBCs. Every time there's a Monday upgrade pack, so for instance, this week is the 82 Plus upgrade, I want to put this in S tier because I actually hate this so much. It pisses me off all the time. You do the 82 Plus upgrade and then it's done. You can't redo it. You have to refresh the entire page to then do the repeatable SBC again on the web app. And this has been going on for months. Why did it happen? And why is it not fixed? It wastes me so much time. You could just spam repeatable SBCs before, and now I have to literally refresh the entire page. Or like there's a cheeky workaround. You can go select language and not select the language and back out and go back to the SBC. But it's not as easy as just doing the SBC over and over again. I just don't get it. I just don't know why it's there. The next thing we've got on the list is Storyline Osei Tutu, because they put him in with the wrong club. I mean, this is probably going to be a C, B tier. It didn't really affect that many people. It was like a level 15, maybe a week or two into the season, so you'd be very hard-pressed to actually have achieved getting it. But basically he had a Nottingham Forest card, but he actually plays for Rotherham. So if you'd completed it before then, you in fact got two cards. Again, you got the Nottingham Forest one and the Rotherham card. And if you did it after, you just got the Rotherham card. We're going to be going on to another year in review pick. This one is Record Breaker Edward, right? So this card was not supposed to be in this pick. It was supposed to be stuff until the 1st of January, and he was from like the 2nd or 4th of January or something. And people who, again, it's a similar situation to the Moments Icon pick. If you did it and got Edward, you got a free pick. But if you just did it and didn't get Edward, you just got the normal pick. Again, I don't understand why it's like that, because Edward wasn't even a bad play. He was actually pretty decent at the time. But that is what it is. Another graphical error, one of the rare graphical errors to make it onto this list. Lewandowski, when he was announced, had his flag upside down. Now, I'm going to stick this in A, purely because, even though it's not a major issue in game or anything, it's kind of disrespectful and so stupid at the same time. I'm pretty sure upside down is now the Indonesian flag. So you've made Lewandowski Indonesian, you've pissed off the whole nation of Poland, and you've disrespected one of the greatest strikers of the year. Like, he was, I mean, let's be honest, he probably should have won the Ballon d'Or and was maybe robbed. But, like, you can't just change someone's flag. It's just stupid. It's like, I don't understand how they did it. I don't understand how it happened. It's Lewandowski. He's Polish. Why have you made him Indonesian?
I don't know what I'm doing.
On to another one from the 17th of January. This is probably another S tier one, to be honest. Base, mid, or prime swaps picks didn't have primes in them. EA had to tweet out and say, yeah, sorry, our bad. In the base mid prime swaps, we didn't have any primes. So here's another one. I didn't pick, I don't usually pick these for Pack and Play purely because, you know, it's quite expensive in terms of icon swaps tokens and time to invest. But again, it's just, I don't understand how they can make this many mistakes. We're only like halfway through this list and it's honestly so insane. Some of the other ones are incredible. The next one is a classic exploited. It's very minor. We'll put it in D tier, but it is stupid. Is that Fernando Torres in-game is called Carlos Alberto.
Is he called Carlos Alberto? That's El Nino.
Hello, my name's Carlos Alberto.
I'm sure Danny Aaron's shouting it as like he loves to shout, I'm Nino, but it's now I'm Carlos Alberto. And I don't understand why that's happened. It's not like they're similar. They don't share anything other than the card type. They're not the same position, nation, like nationality, like nothing is the same. And I don't know why he's called Carlos Alberto. Another one now is probably one of the biggest mistakes they've made this year and has impacted a lot of people in a very bad way. And I'm going to have to put this in S tier. And it was the fact that people were able to go to EA live chat, say, I'm FG, I've lost access to my account, and then they were like, they didn't do very many checks clearly, because it wasn't FG, and they went, here's FG's account. This happened to Bateson, this happened to Run the Foot Market, and they literally just had their accounts gutted. I mean, it was not even like, it wasn't even to get coins, it was literally just malicious, because I know on FG's account, they sold and stole all his coins, but then they literally discarded all of his untradeable cards. And, like, there's literally no value from doing that. You don't get coins. You don't get anything. It was just to be a and that's definitely going up in S tier. And I'm glad it's all been sorted out, to be fair, for those guys. But, you know, pretty glaring issue, if I do say so. The next one is going to be Aaron Ramsdale in packs. And this is definitely going to be an S tier as well, purely because it's stupid. Ramsdale is a discard headliners card, right? He wasn't in packs because he was silver normal card was still in packs, even though he was advertised as being in packs. So everyone who opened packs during that period of time got their packs refunded. Except some people who didn't get the right packs. And except some people who just didn't get any pack. This is one they tried to fix. In fairness, I did it. I did get some packs back. I didn't really check if it was all of them. But some people definitely did not get the same number of packs that they opened as the ones they got refunded. It's an S tier isn't because it made a big mistake and they didn't actually fix the mistake either. Some of the other ones are things like I mean, we're getting there now. Ice cards. Another, or call it A tier. Ice cards were removed from packs, but they weren't supposed to not be in packs. So people were packing normal Gabriel Jesus's, normal Adama Traore's, all tradable. And then EA had to then, a few weeks later, give everyone tradable ice versions of those cards, which were not. They were not cheap cards. They did bring the price down somewhat, but they were still like Gabriel Jesus, it was 500-something thousand coins at the time, and he did come down from about 800, but even so, like, to get three free Gabriel Jesus's, I unfortunately did not benefit from any of that, but it is a crazy amount to be given out to people for free because you made a big stinker. And similarly, the other time when they had fire cards in the packs, and they weren't supposed to be, they were supposed to have just the ice cards in packs by then, but the fire cards were still popping up because there was a crossover, and it's just like, I don't know how they got the timings mixed up, and it was really apparent because obviously they were the same cards, so you couldn't get ice Traore because you'd get fire Traore instead. And they obviously do this last year a lot, and like in previous years I remember where they didn't remove the previous team of the week from packs before adding the new one. So like at 6 PM on the dot, sometimes you'd be able to get both types of team of the weeks in some packs, and I don't know why it's just not fixed. Another honourable mention to icon swaps, because they released icon swaps on the 15th of December, and they didn't actually release the one league friendly, so you couldn't actually, you know, do icon swaps. Coming up next is a new promo from this year, which one's a bit lackluster. It was a bit late in the year. Maybe if it was at the start of the year, it would have been pretty spicy. But it was next gen Mbappe. Now, I'm going to put this in C tier. It didn't affect very many people. It was that he was advertised as a left wing Mbappe, but he was coming out as striker Mbappe. Now, I can't even remember what the actual resolution of this was, whether they just made them all left wings again, or gave people with a striker Mbappe left wing Mbappes, or made all the striker Mbappes left wing Mbappes, or what, or like they just said we did it wrong. Like, I don't know. I didn't get one. I got stinky Camavinga. They also had another classic, another screw up, to be honest. They fixed it quite quickly, so I'll just drop it at A tier. Is when they released the 75+ player pick and made it non-repeatable.
For what? Why?
Now, the next one is an absolute S tier, and oh my word, I don't know why, but for some reason, they changed the RTTK price ranges so that players like Rodrigo were now max bin 15,000 coins. And the number of coins that people lost from this. So what would happen was people would go to sleep, they'd put stuff up on listing, and then they'd wake up. Some things hadn't sold, they'd relist. But because the price ranges had changed, everything would get brought down. And so in this picture, they sold 3 Rodrigos here for 15k each. He's still 150k today. Back then, he was like 300 plus. It was crazy. You'd lose like 1 million coins, or like 2 millions and millions of coins in like seconds. The amount of coins that this mistake cost people is why it's going into the S tier. We're now getting back to the start of the year. We're back in the day now. A classic one. We'll put it in the B tier. Joe Cole. You couldn't play FIFA if you had Joe Cole. Yes, I've packed a Joe Cole. Nice hero card. Wow, he's one of the better ones. Try and play a game. Psych! Not allowed. Why? Don't know. Took them months to fix. Finally, you could play with Joe Cole. Don't know. But Champs tradable cards. I don't have a picture for this one, but first team of the week. I'm annoyed because I got scammed out of this. First Foot Champs. If you completed Foot Champs in the first like 4 hours, you got tradable reds.
So EA lifted the price of a red informed tradable? What?
You could sell them on the market and people could buy them and you could use them for whatever you wanted. And I didn't finish in time and I'm sad because I wanted to sell my reds because they were very expensive just because of the novelty. I remember there was a red Son that was available for a lot of coins. And yeah, I've read Phil Foden was about. It's just lots of very nice things. Just shouldn't happen. Next up. Oh, the Ones to Watch pre-order pack. The Ones to Watch pre-order pack that they released to people and they said, hey guys, don't open this until now, until this time. And loads of people, of course, didn't read it because why would you give us a pack and not tell us to not open it until later? Why not just wait till later then give it us?
I don't know, Jeff.
And they got normal versions of those like Ones to Watch players or just got normal rare gold cards. It was not a good time. There was absolute uproar. There was arguments of whether they should have released them at all, whether they should have just waited, or like some people were like, well, it's your fault. It clearly says on the pack not to open it till now. And it's just like, bro, I've just got a pack. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to crack it open. And it's understandably annoying. One of the biggest mistakes of the year. One of the ones that had the most traction. Again, I'll probably put it in the B tier because it's a very similar vein. Was the base icon pack, which when you opened, you could sometimes get a mid icon. EA then decided, if you did get a mid icon, they would give you a tradable version of the base icon as well. For what? Why? I didn't get anything from this, which is why I'm sad. But this guy, in the picture, packed a mid Pele. He was buzzing off his tits. And guess what? He was even more buzzing when the EA gave him a base Pele tradable, which you could sell for like 5 mil. Mental. We're now getting back into the other stuff now. No loss glitching champs. We're going to put it in... I'm going to put it in C tier. Because I don't think the vast majority of you, I'm sure, are like veritable stand-up citizens and were not abusing the no loss glitch. And in fairness, the people that did abuse it got banned. It was kind of easy because it was nice to have a weekend league where if I scored a goal they'd just leave because they were no loss glitching, so it made my life a bit easier, but shouldn't really be in the game. Not again, this is one where it's like it's unpredictable, so it's not really EA's fault that people would exploit stuff like this, but at the same time I think at least they fixed it quickly. Another one which took them a long time to fix was Ben Me. Again, it's a D tier, didn't really affect very many people, but it was just silly. They just had Charlie Taylor's picture on Ben Me. And I don't know why, and it didn't get fixed for a very long time. And then finally, we've got skill moves. Now, I'm going to give this a B purely because they gave us a little bait and switch. Start of the year, the EA database was released, and all the skill moves had been decreased by 1. So Messi and Ronaldo, as you see these pictures, had 3-star and 4-star skill moves respectively. And it was very confusing because people couldn't quite understand why Messi had a downgrade or Ronaldo, among other players, and it turns out they just made a mistake.
What a surprise.
But yeah, that is the EA biggest mistakes FIFA 22 tier list. There's a bunch in there. There's a lot to talk about. What is your favourite mistake from this year? Did you get a saucy mid icon and then get a base icon tradable? Did you get a moments icon from the mid prime icon pick? Let us know down in the comment section below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Go check out the Twitter account down below with all FIFA mistakes because they have been a massive help with compiling this data. And go show FG some love as well because he's had a hard time this year with getting banned and getting stuff. But he's also got really insane pack luck. So, swings and roundabouts. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.